Welcome back to I Hate That Shit, podcast about hating shit and loving life. Here we are with your host.
Hi guys, it's Bonnie. Hope this finds you well.
Every time you stall like you don't know what's gonna happen. And I'm Liz.
Yeah, that's Liz.
And because it's that special time of year.
Yep, it sure is.
What season is it?
It's, what is it, wedding season.
I'm sorry, I hit the mic.
It's wedding season, so that
Spent
means
10 minutes talking about how we were gonna do
Bridezillas.
brides because it's wedding season,
Yes,
and
yes.
now you forget what season.
And you
it
know
is.
exactly why I forgot, so let's just cut to the chase
Anyway,
on that one.
it's wedding season,
Yes, it is.
and we're gonna talk about
Bridezillas.
and pretty much anything else that goes with a wedding. It's not gonna be
Exactly.
exclusive,
Right.
But-
But you know what I find? I just was researching this topic, folks, and I did not know there was a term called groomzilla.
Yeah. So
That
men
trips me
finally
out.
realize they have.
Power.
Some men realize they have equal say
Oh, yeah.
in wedding planning, which they should have.
yeah.
Equal
Yeah.
say it's theirs too. It's not just about the bride; it's about the bride and the groom.
Exactly.
And some of them get a little carried away, just like the brides do.
They really do. But I mean, that just figuring out that was just crazy. Knowing that.
But think
I
about
didn't
how
know that.
long it took for men to even realize they're capable of having say in what happens in their weddings.
It's true.
Because they've been shut down for so long.
They really. You're gonna do what I tell you to do. It doesn't matter.
You
You're-
just need to be at the altar
Yeah.
at 12 o'clock.
Exactly.
Not 12:01, not 11:59.
It's very true. I mean, they're like, okay,
And you better be dressed.
okay, I'm there, honey. I love you.
And you better say I do.
But I think most men are okay with that. I don't know
think
what the
what about-
percentage
here's
of
the
that
thing.
is, but
I think for the most part, yes, they are pretty cool with that.
Yeah.
With the girl taking over the woman or
right. The
other
with
man,
the-
whatever.
the wife to be.
Fucking knows it's 2023. The other person.
The other person
taking over.
the spouse, the significant other.
But I do think like they should be at least consulted.
I agree with that.
Like,
the
hey,
colors, maybe.
what colors? What do
Yeah.
you think of this flower
Or
or this
honeymoon.
arrangement?
Yeah.
Even if they say I don't care, at
Right.
least you can be like, "What do you think?"
Yeah, what do you
if
like?
you
Right,
don't like
right.
it, let me know
Exactly.
now.
Because you
and
can't
we can
bitch
figure it out.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Because they're already bought and paid for. I agree
Or like,
with that.
let's go check out the cake, or let's, let's do this, that, and the third.
I think all the decisions should be as a couple.
the
except
only
the
thing,
dress.
the dress, and
The bridal.
for the most part,
bridal
the
party.
tux.
What about the bridal party?
I think that goes along
Do you
with like
think
the
it
color.
goes
I
with
feel like
both?
that goes with the color theme,
Yeah.
so it could be discussed at least to an extent.
Right.
But I think ultimately, the groom and the groomsmen should be decided,
What they want
by
to
the
wear.
groom.
I agree with that.
and the bride and the bridal party
Right.
should be
And hopefully,
by her.
hopefully it comes together.
with some type of
Right.
discussion to
Right.
make
A
sure that it
framework.
matches.
Right. I agree.
So it can be like, you're not coming in powder blue,
Right. I know. could you imagine-
Tuxes.
Yeah, with real pink dresses.
looking like Dumb and Dumber.
Ooh. I don't know about pink and blue.
And it's like
together.
you're not gonna be bringing in what's that big like fluffy
Oh, the tutu,
lacy
the
suit?
the tulle.
Tulle.
The tulle
Yeah, you're not
dress.
gonna bring
Ugh.
in women decked
Yeah.
out in tulle.
No, ooh, that
There's
would be
some
so bad
things.
together. So
But you can like look and say, hey, I like this tux cut. I
Right.
like this dress
Right,
cut
right.
for the brides.
right,
Maybe like here's some colors I like, and
Yeah.
here's some colors that the grooms could match. Or
Yes.
the groomsmen can match.
yeah.
But
that
the
should
final
be good
decision
enough. Right, right.
Goes respectfully.
I agree with that too.
But everything else, you should at least be consulted.
I just,
Even if they don't care, even they're like, I don't care. Just do what you want to
I'm
do.
that person.
They can
What-
still be like,
I don't care.
is this okay?
Right.
Because that way, when the day comes, they can't be like, well, I didn't want this. Like,
And
well,
I'm not
you said
marrying
you
you
didn't
now.
fucking care. You said you didn't care.
You fucking didn't care then.
You dug your own grave.
So now-
you're dealing with it now.
On our wedding day, you care?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, nope,
You
ain't
had
gonna happen that way.
plenty of time to say
Plenty of
something.
time. Well, here's the term bridezilla. Bridezilla is a slang term that refers to a woman who becomes excessively demanding and difficult to deal with while planning her wedding. The combination, of course, is the word bride and Godzilla. You know, I didn't know that. I guess it makes sense, though. I never thought about it because I don't know.
But a lot of
too many
times, a
bridezillas.
bridezilla goes past just planning the wedding. Like, you also have ones that are like, you have to have a gift that costs this much, and there are ones who give you a list, and they're like, you have to get
See, that's
a
rude.
$250 engagement gift. You have to get
Yeah. Or
your wedding gift has to be at least $500, and it
That's
has to
bullshit.
come from my registry and nothing else.
That's-
and you
that's
have
rude.
to give like everything. They have like 20.
No.
You gotta have a bridal
No.
gift and a groom's gift,
Yeah.
and like
no, that's ridiculous.
the ones like you see the ones online where there was at least one or two that canceled their wedding because their friends didn't pay for their wedding.
But
They
that's
expected everybody to give them like $1,300
for what?
for their wedding.
That each person was supposed to give them $1,300 for their own wedding that they
For their
planned?
wedding.
Oh hell no!
And their friends didn't give them the money.
Nope.
Or it could have been more. I don't remember what
That's
the price
still too
was.
much.
But they were demanding money, and people
no.
didn't give it to them.
Hell
and so they
no.
were like, "We can't have our dream wedding now." It's like, bitch, it's your dream wedding. It's your wedding.
Wow.
Not mine.
And you know what? I don't even think people would give them money on a GoFundMe for that. That's
No.
stupid. You want a wedding like that? Then you better save. Or go take out a loan if you feel so inclined to do so.
Or wait.
Stupid.
Wait until you have the money.
God, man.
You can't demand people
No.
pay for your stuff.
Well, you know, the average wedding is $38,000 for one wedding.
That they pay for while they're getting divorced.
I can believe that because my girlfriend got married back in the early aughts, and she spent $25,000 on her wedding.
I just couldn't see that.
I can't see it either. I had some friends who had a sit-down, beautiful wedding and everything, but then they were turning around borrowing money from the parents for a down payment on a house. What? And you know what? That's the problem with weddings, too. I think weddings have become a big old thing, just like... for me, I'm saying this because I think weddings... Yeah, they're fine. They're big old pomp and circumstance events if that's what you choose to be. But people are missing the point. The point is the marriage, not the wedding.
I was about to say, most
Yeah.
people focus more on the day than the marriage.
Exactly. It's about the marriage, not the damn day. You know what? Who cares if you go down to the courthouse to get married? I'd rather take a big ass honeymoon than have a big old wedding.
Yeah.
I'm just
Or
saying.
you could do that, or you could have like a backyard wedding.
Exactly.
A lot of people are doing that now. They're having backyard weddings and just cookouts.
Oh yeah, what's wrong with that? That's
Like
perfect.
a big
old
cookout
party.
for the reception.
Big old party. If I ever get married, that's what I'm gonna do.
I don't know. Like, what's the point of? I never understood the point of spending all the money on the ceremony. Nobody
get
wants
that.
to go to the ceremony.
No,
Anyway.
they want to go to the party.
They go to the ceremony to be nice.
Right.
Nobody wants to go to that.
It's like, I'm coming to your wedding, so you know, and you better have an open bar too, because I'm gonna drink.
Or if you don't have an open bar, you need to tell your guest ahead of time.
I agree, because then it's BYOB.
When you see your guest pre-gaming in the parking lot.
Yeah, you know something's wrong.
Like,
I
it's
agree.
fine. That's fine. I'm not saying you have to
Right.
have an open bar.
Right.
You should.
You
But you
should.
don't have to.
Right.
If you can't afford it.
You can
and
put a
you
limit
don't
on it.
drink yourself,
Right.
by
right.
all means.
Right. I get that, but
But you need to tell people ahead of time.
I agree. I think that's probably
So they know to bring money.
maybe yeah, or that's true too.
Especially if it's a cash only bar.
But I mean, if you're spending $38,000 on the average wedding cost, that I'm sure some of that would have to be to the open bar. I would donate. I would put aside probably $5,000 for an open bar, depending on for, let's say 100
Depending
people.
on how many people
100 people maybe.
and what you're trying to do.
125. Yeah, exactly. But you could limit it to certain drinks too.
Like I went to a friend's wedding and they had like they had like a red and a white wine. They had a bride and a groom's cocktail. And then they had like one or two different beers.
Exactly.
And they had an abundance of
it.
that.
Exactly.
And that's all they had.
Exactly.
Like you
don't
could
to
have
a full
juice
bar.
and all this other stuff for
Exactly.
the kids, but
Right. For the
like
adults.
it was maybe 6 choices.
That's good enough. Some places,
So if you want beer, you got beer. And they were like
you don't even get that.
not
Shit.
fancy craft beers. I think they might have had like a craft beer and a regular domestic.
Right.
A red or white.
Exactly.
One of them was a margarita and the
Right.
other was like
Of course.
some other
like
cocktail.
a rum and coke.
No, it wasn't a rum and coke, but it was some
That's
other.
what I would be serving.
But it's like it's simple. None of it was like
No.
over the top, extravagant, 15 ingredient
And you guys
drinks.
had a good time.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and they had a big buffet, and it
People
was it.
with the pop and circumstances, I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know if people would regret it, but I think me on a personal level, I would regret having a big old pomp and circumstance wedding. When I got married the first time, my mom was like, "What are we gonna do?" Blah blah blah. I was like, "I'm not doing something." I rented my wedding dress. Number one, the bridesmaid's dress was rented, and we had a big old party at the rec room at some apartment by the pool.
Yeah,
And had a keg of beers and some alcohol. It was a blast. And it cost
Yeah.
all of $1,800.
And
the dress went
and
back.
for you that was fine.
Exactly. I
And
just can't.
honestly, some people that's great.
I just can't. I think
Some
because
people just want
the fairy tale.
the decadence and the fairy tale.
They want the fairy tale. They
Disney
really
just
do.
ruined them, and they're like, I want
Yeah. But if you can't afford it, you
the
can't
pretty
afford
dress
it.
and the tiara.
Yeah, but if you can't afford the fairy tale and then asking your friends to give you money for your wedding,
100%
sorry.
agree. Like
Sorry.
you need to either wait
or do something different.
or adjust it.
Yeah, I mean, $38,000 for
Yeah.
a wedding. I just can't even believe it. I mean, flowers too. Flowers are beautiful.
And then you have the honeymoon.
yeah, which is would
On
that would be
top of that.
that would take up the biggest portion for me. Would be the honeymoon. I mean, you want to go for at least a week,
Like
maybe
$30,000 would be the honeymoon.
two. I heard that.
Maybe 8,000 for me. And that's only because the people I know like to drink a lot.
See that? Exactly, and food, and if you can cook your own food, even the better. I mean, but people do. They want.
Or
the,
even
you're
at that,
like,
you
they
could
want
just
the
go to some
decadence.
restaurant and order a couple catering platters.
There's nothing wrong with
It
that.
doesn't have to be super fancy.
No, it doesn't.
I know people frown on that, but I'm like, just
Why?
Go, like,
Why
it's,
do they
It's
frown?
nothing. Just go get like.
Maybe because we work in the restaurant industry, maybe we don't understand why people would frown upon that.
I get it.
I
They
mean,
think they're too bougie for it, but it's like, who gives a shit?
if you still have catering, it's
Again,
still coming from
Not
somewhere.
your wedding.
Exactly.
Like, who cares if they
Who
have
cares?
a tray of Big Macs in the corner? Eat them. Don't eat them. Doesn't
Exa-
matter.
Exactly.
But they're giving you food,
Well,
and they give you drinks, and you can choose to partake
exactly.
or not.
I agree with that. I mean, okay, let's get back to some of the Bridezilla stuff. Like, if they, of course, the bride wants to be the star of the show,
Of
because that's
course.
exactly what it is a show.
Because again, they think that it's all about the
Yeah,
bride. and
exactly. It's about everybody.
There's another person there. too.
Exactly. And it's about the family. But anyway, some of the stories I've read, this one Bridezilla, she didn't let anyone in the party wear makeup. She was the only one that basically she wanted to be.
She didn't want to be outshined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How embarrassing. You're afraid that your friends are already going to outshine you. I'm telling you, people in their
Just
low
don't ask
self-esteem,
them
man.
to be.
I just do not get it.
Bridesmaids.
No.
Why don't you just do that?
Yeah.
Like if you think they're gonna outshine you, don't have them be bridesmaids.
I'll tell you how my friend tried to think that I was going to outshine her. And yeah, Nicole, I'm talking to you. She, at her wedding, it was a beautiful wedding. It was outside. I was a maid of honor or matron of honor. And she knows my most hated color is pink. And I was like, oh, I'll wear forest green because it was going to be outside. It was going to be all pretty and stuff with,
Yeah.
the tents, all that big bougie shit. She put me in fucking a pink, a bubble gum pink. And I said, fine, you want to put me in pink? I ain't buying that motherfucking dress. You can buy it for me. And you know what? She did.
Maybe it was just she just wanted to fuck with you on her wedding day.
Oh, she did. I'm like, pink? Oh, yeah. It was so funny. She was a beautiful bride. But I'm like, you put me in my worst cup. Orange and pink just can't do that. And then you see all these brides with the little flower girls are all in pink and stuff. It's just like, come on. There are better colors than pink out there.
Well, did she like pink?
You know what? I don't even know. I'm sure she does, but she knows I hate it. But no, the daughter was in forest green, the color I did want to wear. So, see,
Again.
yeah,
Her wedding.
I knew it was all fine. I wore it, and I still look cute. It just was pink.
Yeah.
I still remember that, Nicole. Yes, I still remember that. But I mean, that's the thing too. What if when the bridezilla wants to feel like she's outshined? Now here's the flip side. Now the soon to be mother-in-law. Let's say she's her son is a mama's boy, right?
Yeah.
So one of the stories I read is that this lady, the future mother-in-law, wore white.
Yeah.
To
There's been a couple of those
why
stories.
why do you do that? Why do you want to try to upshine your future daughter-in-law? You already start off on the bad
I feel
foot.
like a lot of times they already don't like each other.
That's possible too. But I mean, come on. You're already causing tension in a relationship that's just starting. That's just getting off the ground in their marriage, and you're gonna wear white to your future daughter-in-law's wedding. Not that I'm saying I have a problem with it, but traditional, blah blah blah, all that
You're
stuff.
not supposed to, unless they specifically say it's okay to wear white to the
Right.
wedding.
You shouldn't.
You should not wear white.
Okay, what about black?
In the U.S.
Right,
Let's put
exactly.
it in because
Okay.
there are other traditions that do other things.
True.
But here, if you are not the bride and you were not explicitly told, I don't care.
Right.
Because that's a friend of mine did that. I wasn't going to wear white.
No.
But they were talking about it. And she was like, I don't care what you wear. Just
Yeah.
show up.
Exactly. I'm not the one standing at the front of the church.
I don't know. Black?
I've
I
worn
get
black
you're
to a
not
wedding.
supposed to.
I have.
But
But evening weddings.
it depends on the wedding.
Right.
And it depends on the dress.
Right. I agree with that too.
Like, if it's a cocktail dress,
Right. Right.
I don't see why that would be a problem.
Me either. Especially for
If
an
it's like a
evening wedding.
funeral wear dress and you're wearing the black veil, then there's a problem. Like
It's
that's
just like, nope. Out.
an issue.
Out you go.
But if it's
You
just
cannot.
like a little black
Right.
dress, little black cocktail dress,
Right. The LBD, your little
Yeah.
black dress. I don't have a problem with whatever color you want to wear. The one color, though, I think is kind of weird. I think at weddings, and I don't know why, of course, besides the color pink and orange, that I just
But
can't
that's just
stand.
personal
That's just
preference.
personal. But is red. What do you think?
in the wedding or to the wedding.
To the wedding. Does that? I
don't see a problem with
No, I don't know why. It just
the color of
it's
love.
weird. Oh, I guess that is true, and it's the color of power too. But I don't know.
Passion.
Ooh, I never thought about it like that. But it just seems out of place to me. Red at a wedding. It just seems, I don't know. Blues, even, browns.
I don't know. Again, I think anything you wear, as long as it's appropriate.
What's...
Because I've seen some of you see some of the celebrity weddings and the things they do,
Yes.
and you're like, that's not appropriate to someone's
Right.
wedding. Your ass hanging out,
Oh, I know.
literally,
How embarrassing.
is not.
That's not good.
This is not Fashion
No.
Week.
No, exactly.
You need to cover up at least a little bit.
Oh, God. One of the other, I agree with that. One of the other Bridezilla stories was this lady found her dream castle. She wanted a castle wedding. So, after she found her dream castle, she was telling all her party, her wedding party, that they needed $280 for a dress. They had to pay 1/10 of a $2,000 wedding dress, and there were 6 bridesmaids. So, which also $200 for the bachelorette party. So at the end, it totaled $2,333.34 per person, plus $600 for a bridal shower. That's what she had her wedding party
I've
pay.
heard a lot of people do
bullshit.
that. And
That's
here's
bullshit.
my only thing is, if you're gonna do that, if those are your expectations for your wedding party,
Right.
be upfront with it
Exactly.
and understand when they say no.
No. Exactly.
Because
I
if
agree.
you tell them, like, look, this,
Yeah.
I want you to be my bridesmaid, my maid of honor, whatever.
But,
This is the expectation, the financial expectation,
right.
and time expectation.
Right. Exactly.
Can you do this?
Right.
And if they say no, you have to be able to say, okay, I get it.
And find someone else who will.
Exactly.
Or maybe no one at all. Maybe you'll just have your maid of honor there. I mean,
Maybe. But I think that's the problem, is a lot of these Bridezilla stories you hear, it's that they don't comprehend
no, they
that
don't.
people don't have that kind of money. Like, I saw one, it was a post-pandemic. It was like right after their wedding got pushed back
Right.
because of the pandemic.
COVID,
And
you
obviously, people were financially not as stable.
suck. The people were strapped for cash.
And it was like, I think she wanted like $2,000 to $4,000 in financial expectations for trips and everything. And they started slowly backing out, saying, I can't afford it. I'm so sorry. I wish I could, but I
Right.
can't.
Yeah.
And she got pissed off because
Of course
everybody
she
left.
did.
And it's like,
Of course she did. Fucking
come on.
Yeah.
Like, you have to understand. Like,
yeah. You're a ball sack.
not
okay?
everybody has daddy to
Yeah,
pay
Exactly. Exactly.
$2 or $3 for them to go
God, that's
to a
ridiculous.
destination wedding.
See now, you know what, a destination wedding is cool, but I mean seriously,
That's, again,
how
destination
much-
wedding
right.
is cool, but you have to understand if people can't make it, no matter how bad you want it.
exactly.
You have to decide what's more important.
Yeah, it's
Your family
wedding,
and friends being
right.
there, or you
you
having the destination wedding.
with you and your mate, and that's it. I agree with that.
Well, no, sometimes like you might be able to get some
Couple.
family or friends to come too.
Yeah, but not the big old wedding.
But if it ends up being a small wedding instead of a big
Right.
one,
Exactly. Are you
That's
gonna
what
be
it is.
Are you gonna be happy with that? That's the thing. That's a bridezilla. I never got my wedding day the way I wanted to. Blah blah.
well, then you need to be.
I would if I was a guy.
Then you
or
need to
even as
pay
a
for
girl.
it. Let's put it that way. If you want a big, fancy, extravagant.
Extravagant.
I've been around you too long. I can't speak anymore. But if you want a big, extravagant wedding,
Right.
then you need to pay for it.
I agree.
If you want a big destination wedding, you need to pay for it and your guest.
I agree. I 100% agree. Because
Even if
that's
it's
not cheap.
you
That's not
rent
cheap.
out the castle for the wedding and the honeymoon and all that, and you give your guests the extra rooms.
Exactly.
They might have to pay airfare.
That's okay.
That's not too much
That's
to
not
ask.
too bad.
If you're
I
given
agree.
like a week in
Right.
a castle,
Exactly. Room and board.
it's like, I got your food,
Right.
I got your stay.
Exactly. See, that's better.
All
that
you gotta
way.
do is get there.
That's way better. That's how I would do it too. You already know I would do it like that if I had one, but I don't. I'm not into a destination wedding. It's too the logistics of it just seem too much.
I think
Too
if I
much.
had a destination wedding, it would be like a very small one.
I agree with that too.
It would be like me, the person I'm marrying.
That's
and
it. Best friends.
Maybe immediate family.
Well, because your best friends would be your witnesses, right?
Depend. Like, well, I mean, maybe some family.
Some family.
Like very close immediate
right.
family.
The immediate. I agree. I mean, I'd
But-
be like, woohoo, invite the whole world, but maybe
Yeah.
you just throw shit out there. Maybe you'd get a bigger one than you think.
Well, it's like, what is it? There's like this thing where I think it started as a joke, but it's kind of pretty smart. They were like send wedding invitations to really rich people.
Ooh.
Because chances are it's their
like
assistant that's gonna answer, and then they'll just send you an expensive gift because they're not gonna go to your wedding.
Oh my! You just gave me a great idea.
You never heard that?
No.
They were like, oh, just invite like Oprah and all these other and Beyonce and all these other people. They're not. First of all, they're not going to show up.
Have people gotten money from
most
this?
of it? Probably not.
God.
This is 100% a thing. Does it work all the time? Most likely not, since it has become somewhat of a trend. But could it work? There is always a chance.
But most of the time, it's
so
going to be,
cool.
like I said, it's going to be an assistant or a worker or something that answers it. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
They're not going to know you, and they're not going to know that they don't know you.
Wow, that exactly.
And so there's a shot in hell.
Right, but that would be cool.
That
though,
you might
get
get like a toaster or a car or something.
Right, just in cash.
Yeah.
Just in me cash. Wow, I've never heard of that. Gives me some good ideas. Seriously.
You never heard that before?
Nope. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm not that devious.
It was it's
wild.
It started as a joke. I'm sure people have done it.
You know they have. I would have if I would have known too. I'm like, I could even just say I'm getting married too. Get some fancy wedding invites, print them off the computer.
Yeah, that was another
That's
thing
easy.
somebody did. They were like, I'm gonna just print the wedding invites.
Hell
I'm gonna do
yeah.
it. And they were like, in the random ass chance that one of them does respond back in RSVP, I'll just get a friend and have a fake wedding.
That's pretty good. But still,
But if that's what it
wild.
takes.
Yeah, that's cool. Here's another story. One girl had her and her friend, her best friend of 20 years, since they were kids. Of course, Bridezilla was, using her and stepping all over her and everything. So her best friend went to the husband to be because, she knows him. And so, of course, the husband, I don't want to say confronted his wife to be, but, they had a discussion about it. And she turned around and cut off her best friend over that and cut her from the wedding and out of her life all over that. What? See, people get caught up on that one damn day. And you ruin a lifetime of memories and
But you gotta feel like
over
she
that.
wasn't as attached to that friendship as
Maybe.
the other person.
Maybe not. But still, man, how do you do that after, let's say, 20 years of through thick and thin, and just because she didn't like the way you were handling things, she went to your husband-to-be, who also happens to be her friend, too.
Because it probably started an argument with. I'm not
With
saying
Bridezilla?
she was right. I'm just saying it probably was something between her and the husband, not the friend and the husband, but the bride and the groom.
Right.
That he was given basically. Maybe he already knew,
Right.
and he had it,
Right.
and he was like, "This is the final straw.
Right.
One more step out of bounds,
Right.
and the wedding's off."
Right.
And
So,
she got mad.
And told her friend, fuck you, get
Because
the fuck
the
out of my
friend
life.
is going and telling him instead of talking to her. Because
Maybe
it's like sometimes you know what you need to like not step on to. You're like, listen, the friend's probably already tried to talk to the bride.
Exactly. I just don't get that one, man. For one day, you're gonna ruin your whole friendship because your maid of honor who has things to say. That's what I get. It's just like with these Bridezillas. It's like, let's take the restaurant. You have a manager, and the manager has a boss. But you put that manager in place to help you do better. So if it's just like the same, the Bridezilla didn't like her friend trying to help her do better.
Well, if you want to put it in that perspective, then technically the bride is the boss, and then the maid of honor would be the manager.
Right.
So if the manager messes up,
Right.
what happens?
Well, you get fired.
Exactly.
Okay, I get that.
So if you want to go with that same analogy, it's
Right.
the maid of honor, the manager,
Right.
messed up.
by going
And got
to
fired.
going to another boss. Do you see it that way? She went to maybe she went above her head.
Well, apparently, she went above her head.
head.
Or even at that, it's like went to the co-owner.
Right.
Instead of her. And the co-owner was like, this partnership's going to end if you don't get your shit together.
I don't get that, man. But I would never ruin a friendship
And she was
over
like,
a wedding.
you're
ever.
fucking up.
Never, man.
You're messing up my restaurant.
Yeah,
I'm about to lose it. So you got to go.
You got to go right now. I mean, come on, though. Okay, even like the shallow bridezillas, the ones that are all about the superficial bullshit. I mean, that's just like the one we were just talking about.
But you
She's
think
shallow.
mothers do it too, though.
Yes, they do.
Because there was one. It was the mother of the bride, mother of the groom, something.
Right.
Got mad because one of the bridesmaids was like the bride's cousin or something.
Right.
And she had really thick glasses because she was blind.
Right.
Like
I
properly,
understand.
like not just
legally blind.
Oh, I can't see, but she like blind.
Yeah, poor thing.
And they wanted her to take her glasses off for the pictures, and the bride was like, "Don't worry about it, it's fine."
She wears
Like
glasses.
she has to have her glasses,
Yeah.
or else she can't.
She
see.
wears glasses, people.
And
That's like trying to
they
scrub
got
off the color of
mad.
my skin. Sorry, can't do it.
Yeah, and they were like, it was some other person. It was like the mother of one of them or the aunt or something. And they got mad because why can't you just take off the glasses? She's like, because I can't see.
And why should
And
she?
the bride doesn't care.
Exactly. See, people, that's shallow, man. That's just like you care more about those appearances than the girl actually.
Or the
being able
ones
to
they
see.
get, the brides get mad because the brides, and you invited them to be the bridesmaid.
Right.
And then get mad because they have like colored hair.
Exactly.
And you get mad because they don't dye it a natural color.
For your wedding.
For your
For
wedding.
your wedding. You already know.
Like
she
you
came
already
in.
know.
Exactly. See, they want you to change too much for that one day. They can do all the changing they want.
Or there was one I heard they invited somebody to be in the bridal party who she didn't like shave her armpits or her legs, or which I'm not gonna get into
Yeah,
that.
who cares? Yeah.
That's your body, your
Exactly.
choice.
Go on with that
Whatever.
hairy ass legs.
Everybody's got hair. And it's you're not hurting anybody. It's your body.
No.
You do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But the bride knew who this person was. They
Exactly,
knew the
yeah.
choice. They knew that decision.
She was a hippie.
And then got mad. The family got mad because she went and shaved for the wedding day. And it's like, you knew that this person doesn't shave. If it was that important to you, why would you ask them to be in the wedding party?
Wait, what? Are you serious?
They were like, you can't do it just once. And it's like, why would you ask her? Why would you have her in the wedding party if you know? You know what I mean?
Yes,
If you
it's-
don't like someone's appearance
Exactly.
and you don't like the things they do, like if you, for instance, if I didn't like your hair and I was like, can you change it for my wedding?
Right.
I would expect you to say, hell no.
I would say, I would
It's
say
either no,
no. Or hell no.
it's going to be like this in the wedding,
Exactly.
or
I'm not.
I'll sit and
not
just
in
be
the
a
wedding.
guest.
Exactly, which is I'm okay with that too.
like whichever, I don't care.
Exactly.
But this is what
me.
it is.
Exactly. Oh, there was commercials that I would get turned down for modeling. They would say if I had my braids in, I was too black. Sometimes, or I'd have my braids in and I'd go and they're saying that I wasn't black enough. I was like, obviously I can't win for losing on this, and I'm not taking out my braids to straighten my hair for anybody. You know?
It's like you know what I am. You can either take it or leave
Take
it.
it or leave it. And that's how these bridezillas see. They've known these
Stop
people
inviting
yeah.
people into your wedding party if you don't like the way they look or the way they carry themselves or if they have tattoos or colored hair or whatever. If you know that's who they are,
Deal with
either
it.
have them
Exactly.
as a guest
Yeah.
or
Not-
don't have them at all.
Exactly. It's
Or
ridiculous.
just put them in the wedding party and deal with it.
Well, see, that goes to
And
those
realize that those
bridezillas.
pictures are about
You're right.
The memories.
Exactly.
They're not about your perfect aesthetic.
No, it's about the memories. Or how about like there was one story I read was two friends, one or sister-in-law maybe. They got
all get
engaged.
confusing at this point,
I
don't
know. They got engaged and set their wedding date and everything, and the sister was all jealous and decided hurried up her boyfriend, let's get married too. She wanted to get married on the same day. So of course the new sister-in-law was like, oh well, we can have a double wedding. She's like, no, it's gonna be, and she's the one that announced second, but she's the one that's like, you have to cancel your date or pick another date because this is the day we're gonna get married. Really? You couldn't wait to the next weekend or next year? Why are you picking the same day?
I saw something like that.
That's stupid.
And then they got mad and they wanted to take the sister's venue. She was like, just give me the venue. And she's like, no.
Why?
No.
No. I put in all my blood, sweat, and tears for all of this.
And they didn't even want to pay her back for the venue.
Of course
It
not.
was just like, just give me the venue.
Of course.
And she's like, no.
I couldn't even imagine having no shame in being able to say that. Here you're trampling on your brother and your future sister-in-law's beautiful day. Maybe not on that day, but within the next couple weeks when they're already buzzing and planning. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get married on the same day you are. Really? Really? On that
They
note,
probably looked like me and not you.
whatever. Yeah, you know what? You're probably right about that. So should we tell, on that note, we're wrapping up Bridezillas, but we have any news? I mean, we're going to be off the air for a while, right?
Oh, yeah, we're going to take
Yes.
a little break.
We're going to take a break. This is the end of season 4, and to all you great ass motherfucking people out there that listen, we appreciate you and we love you. And we hope you love us back, too. I think you do. Don't you think so?
I hope so. Whether you like us or not, just
Right.
listen to us.
Listen to us. I mean, I think we have good content. But we're going to take a break, and in that break, you can follow up on our YouTube videos, catch up on our podcast, because we have 51 or 52 episodes already out there. That's a lot. Look at us go, Liz. We do good. Look at Liz, you guys. This couldn't have happened without her. So give her props, too. And on that note, don't let shit get you down. You're not alone. We're all in this together. Peace.